Good morning, afternoon, evening, everyone. My name is Rich Pruden, and today we're going to talk about rights and responsibilities. The legal rights of students and their broad rights. So the legal rights of students is defined by law as legal residency. If you're not a citizen, you may have multiple avenues that allow you to work, live, or go to school in a country other than your native country. Student broad rights are those that are civil, constitutional, contractual, and consumer. So civil rights relate to individuals being treated equally and fairly. Constitutional rights protect protections and liberties granted by the Constitution. Contractual rights are guaranteed rights of the parties in a valid contract. And consumer rights of the consumer when buying goods or services. And in our case, the higher education is a service. The U.S. does not have a legally binding National Student Bill of Rights. This is institution specific. Contractual rights of students. Contractual rights in higher education include degree contracts. And degree contracts state that an institution cannot change degree requirements during your enrollment. They may change it after the class after you that doesn't affect you. We had done that at my current role. Copyright of research, another contractual right of students. So that protects the student's right when they submit work, and it protects them through our Lopes right at GCU. And then another contractual right of the student is the right to be evaluated by curriculum or course objectives. This gives the contractual right of the student to be able to give feedback and get feedback from the institution. The legal relationships of students and school administration. So the legal relationships of student to student. This includes the way students treat each other, which highly includes bullying, hazing, sexual assault, sexual harassment, and those are just a few, not exclusive. The legal relationships of students to administration. This kind of goes back to meeting the student's contractual end of the agreement. This could be student behavior grades. If the student here in the state of Washington, if a student misses 14 days consecutively, they're an automatic drop, and that's a Department of Education requirement. So that's, again, agreement that when the student signs a contract with us, that's part of the agreement that they understand that law and regulation. The responsibilities of student affairs with student files and records. That, of course, goes to FERPA. We should not share any student information. There are students that can grant access or rights to another party, and I working in the medical field for years. I relate that to HIPAA, which means I cannot share anything medical about you as the patient unless you give express written consent to share the information with another party. There are some not exceptions, but there are some guidelines that guide FERPA and HIPAA, which means continuing education. If you're going to apply to another university, we can share records then. The three student-focused regulations that govern responsibilities of student affairs departments is FERPA. Of course, we cannot share information. Due process, which I found interesting when doing research, is that the student affairs department makes sure that if there's an accusation brought forward, with help from legal if needed, that the both parties get due process, which means they are able to file a complaint, and the complaintee or complaintor has a right to look at that and review the information. And then the third student-focused regulation is liability management, risk management. We want to make sure that we do not put the student in jeopardy at any time, and make sure that the university or higher education institution does a routine risk management assessment to assure the safety of all. That's what I have today, and thank you very much.